The clock is ticking for TikTok in the United States. The Supreme Court has upheld a federal law mandating the sale of the popular video-sharing app to a U.S. buyer. This decision has sent shockwaves through the tech world and left millions of American TikTok users in limbo. Passed in April 2024 with bipartisan support, the law gave TikTok a 9-month window to sever ties with its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The deadline for this divestiture is fast approaching, set for January 19, 2025. The stakes are incredibly high for TikTok, which has become a cultural phenomenon in the US and boasts over 150 million American users. The app's algorithm, praised for its uncanny ability to curate personalized content feeds, has captivated users and propelled countless creators to stardom. Its potential demise has sparked widespread debate, raising crucial questions about national security, freedom of speech, and the power dynamics between governments and tech giants. The Supreme Court's ruling, while a significant blow to TikTok, was not entirely unexpected. The court had previously signaled its skepticism towards TikTok's arguments against the ban during earlier hearings. This landmark decision could have far-reaching consequences, potentially setting a precedent for how governments around the world regulate social media platforms and address concerns related to foreign ownership. As the deadline looms, all eyes are on TikTok and ByteDance to see how they will navigate this complex situation. Will they comply with the U.S. government's demands and sell off TikTok's U.S. operations? Or will they explore alternative avenues, potentially through further legal challenges or negotiations? The answers to these questions will have significant implications not just for TikTok and its users, but also for the future of the internet and the evolving relationship between technology and geopolitics. At the heart of the U.S. government's concerns about TikTok lies its Chinese ownership. Lawmakers have expressed deep anxieties about the potential for the app to be exploited by the Chinese government for espionage or propaganda purposes. The crux of the issue revolves around China's national intelligence law, which compels Chinese companies to cooperate with the government on national security matters. This has raised alarm bells in Washington, with policymakers fearing that ByteDance could be compelled to hand over vast amounts of user data to the Chinese government, including sensitive information such as location data, browsing history, and personal communications. These concerns are not entirely unfounded. China has a track record of using technology for surveillance and censorship, as evidenced by its Great Firewall and the use of facial recognition technology to monitor its citizens. The potential for TikTok to become a tool for foreign influence within the US has further fueled these anxieties. The app's algorithm, which determines the content users see, has come under scrutiny. Critics argue that the algorithm could be manipulated to promote pro-China narratives or suppress content critical of the Chinese government. These concerns have resonated with some lawmakers, leading to calls for a complete ban on TikTok in the US. While the current law stops short of an outright ban, it underscores the gravity with which the US government views the potential risks posed by TikTok's Chinese ownership. As the deadline for divestiture approaches, the debate over national security and data privacy in the age of social media is only likely to intensify. Facing mounting pressure from the US government, TikTok has vehemently denied allegations of data sharing with the Chinese government. The company insists that it operates independently of ByteDance and that US user data is stored securely on American soil, with strict protocols in place to protect user privacy. Furthermore, TikTok has argued that the government's attempts to force a sale of its US operations are unconstitutional and set a dangerous precedent for free speech. They contend that the ban represents a blatant attempt to silence the voices of millions of Americans who use the platform to express themselves, share their creativity, and connect with others. TikTok's defense hinges on the First Amendment, which guarantees the right to freedom of expression. The company argues that the government's actions amount to censorship, as they unfairly target a platform that has become a vital space for communication and creative expression, particularly for younger generations. While TikTok's arguments have garnered some support, they have failed to sway the courts. The Supreme Court, in its ruling, appeared to prioritize national security concerns over free speech arguments, indicating a willingness to uphold government action deemed necessary to protect national interests, even if it impinges on certain freedoms. Adding another layer of complexity to the saga is the stance of President-elect Trump. who will assume office just days before the TikTok divestiture deadline. Trump has sent mixed signals regarding his position on the app. During his campaign, he expressed skepticism towards TikTok, echoing concerns about its Chinese ownership and potential security risks. However, in a surprising turn of events, Trump met with TikTok CEO Shou Zi Chew in December 2024. Following the meeting, Trump hinted at a more lenient approach, stating that his administration would take a look at TikTok before making any final decisions. This has injected a degree of uncertainty into the situation as it remains unclear whether Trump will honor the previous administration's stance or pursue a different course of action. Several possibilities are on the table. Trump could choose to uphold the Supreme Court ruling and allow the divestiture to proceed as planned. Alternatively, he could pressure for a delay, providing TikTok with more time to negotiate a deal or explore alternative solutions. There is even a possibility that Trump, known for his unpredictable nature, could strike a deal with TikTok that addresses some of the government's concerns, while allowing the app to continue operating in the US under certain conditions. The coming weeks will be crucial for TikTok's fate in the US. All stakeholders, from TikTok and ByteDance to the US government and President-elect Trump, are engaging in a high-stakes game of chess, with the future of one of the world's most popular social media platforms hanging in the balance.